Hello and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. This time we're going to be talking about leveling and perhaps just a way to fix it. Now, what is my way of fixing leveling? Well, it's not actually my way, it's the way of many other people and a few other games. It's just scaling up zones, right? But what really matters about zone scaling is the specific implementation. One of the things I didn't particularly like about Guild Wars 2 is actually that I felt like it sometimes hamstrung my feeling of getting more powerful in the game. Though I'm not too sure how we could outright avoid that problem, I think it could be mitigated. Anyway, let's start off this video with an example. I am a Draenei priest, and I'm in Blood Mist Isle, just that I'm actually level 13, and that means that the initial quests in Blood Mist Isle are not that fun. Why am I level 13 by the time I got to Blood Mist Isle? Because I have Heirlooms on. Now that's a little bit of a problem. Heirlooms make you level up fast, that's great. They also destroy the flow of quests. That's not great, because by the time I hit level 20 and I'm now ready to leave Blood Mist Isle, I haven't finished half the damn quests in the zone, and it's a pretty cool zone. That's not really a good thing to happen in your game, and the same thing happens for every single zone, and it snowballs and snowballs, to the point where you just don't get any of the story, any of the interesting stuff. You don't really get to experience each zone, you just kind of flutter in and out of a few different zones, and oh wow, you're level 60. Not that great. Like, you would hit level 60, maybe just hypothetically doing 10 zones partially, instead of doing maybe 5 or 6 or 7 zones, or maybe, whatever, fully, and really enjoying the experience. I know that personally, I actually sometimes forego Heirlooms, because I would like to just level up in a more easy manner, sort of. I just want to experience the full zones one at a time. I find it far more relaxing and better for abstication than just being fully heirloomed up and cruising through things. So basically the heirloom experience is great for XP, but you have to make this really crappy trade-off. You get more XP, but you get to play a game that perhaps is not as fun, because of the way it breaks up quests. So yeah, it's not really that good, and now that we've established the main problem, how can scaling fix it? Well, first of all, one of the nice things that scaling does is it means that you always feel like you're playing content that's relevant to you, but they cannot just scale mobs, because if they just scale mobs, that's fine. Maybe I'm in the Blood Mist Isle at level 24, and that's great. I'm finishing off the last quest in the zone, I got to experience the full thing, and I'm still fighting mobs that are decently challenging. Fair enough. But then maybe the quests aren't that good, so what they'd also have to do is completely scale quest XP, so that it just works with you. Now, one of the great things about this system is, of course, that I can just do 2 or 3 zones in full, and let's just say I do Blood Mist in full, and now I'm level 25 because I'm fully heirloomed up. Well, I've experienced the zone in full, and I've also got my fast questing XP. Though because I'm 25, maybe that means I actually skip out Ashenvale. But you know what? That's okay, because I at least get the choice. I think I'd have this scaling system be a choice, though. They are already fine about putting in, say, a turn off XP button, so if they could just have a scalability button you could just click, or maybe an NPC or something like that. But anyway, it would give me the freedom to finish off Blood Mist Isle while I am too high a level for it, but still have it all scaled up and nice, and then just skip out Ashenvale and go straight on to wherever the hell you go after Ashenvale. I think that would be a far more enjoyable questing experience, because it gives you a little bit more choice. You can choose what zones you want to do, and you can do them in full, the way they were intended, experiencing all the story and fighting content that's relevant, rather than just that sort of odd thing that happens when you're fully heirloomed up, and you're just sort of doing half a zone, running away, doing another bit, just confusing, not fun, doesn't really communicate the sort of... I know, it breaks up the flow of questing to the point where I don't find it enjoyable personally, so it would certainly fix that problem. And another great thing about having the scalability being just an option is that it means if you're level 90, well, chances are you don't really want the scaling there. You can just turn that off, keep it off. Or maybe it's just not a thing that's available for max level characters. Maybe they could just have the scalability work within a bracket of levels or something like that. Basically, I would have this only affect the leveling up experience. I'm not too sure if it should really affect max level. However, I'm sure a lot of people would certainly appreciate the... Actually, yeah, screw it, let's do it at max level, but increase the gold rewards from the old quests so that they make sense at max level. So that way you could just go to Outland and do some quests there. I know that maybe a lot of people have skipped out in Northrend, or not skipped, missed out on some of Northrend, maybe they've missed out Outland or something like that. They want to go back and see what's going on there, but they also want to get rewards that are decent. well, a scaling system would allow you to do that. I honestly don't see too many downsides. It's going to take some balancing, yes, it's going to take a lot of fixing up, and just in general, it's going to take a lot of thought to avoid abuse and things like that, but I think that it really could just improve the game a lot. Because it's a major problem, and it's also actually a really big problem for new players. Sometimes, even if you don't have any heirlooms, you might like outlevel a zone or something like that, and as a new player, that soon starts to spiral, and then it just gets very confusing to them, because they don't really know the flow of zones, they don't really know what's going on, and they've got these hell screams, the war chief job board thingies that you have in town, or the call to arms for the alliance. You have those telling you to go to all these random zones that you've never heard of through your quests, you don't really understand, and because you've outleveled a bunch of zones and it's been very weird. I don't think that really communicates a well thought out and cohesive game to new people, so maybe a scaling system would help just with getting people into the game. And overall, I just think this would work out pretty well. Yeah, so there you go, that's essentially the whole idea. Is it original? Absolutely not. Did I want to bring it up so it's a thing to talk about and, maybe stimulate some discussion? Absolutely, because even though if it's not the most original idea, look, Blizzard can be original, yes, but Blizzard are very good at taking a pre-existing idea / concept and then putting on that Blizzard polish, refining it, and making it very good. So they could probably come up with the best scaling system. Hell, do you know what? They should maybe just release a patch that adds scaling to old dungeons with some sort of reward scheme, scaling to the old world quests with them just, increase gold rewards to make it sense for doing it at max level. Just something like that. They could absolutely do. And, just make it a really good experience. It's fun for people. Anyway, that's basically a little bit of a talk and introduction to the thing. Maybe this will deserve a video later on if Blizzard start to go down this avenue, but for now, let me know what you think about it. I think it could be pretty cool. So that's it for the video. Please stay tuned to the channel and subscribe and hit those like and dislike buttons as you see fit, because it's all pretty damn cool. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.